Debunking myths. We got a really good one here. This is quintessential, vintage, run-of-the-mill Boyscast, and it's kind of in line with what we've been talking about a little bit. Debunking myths. Women were Sorry, I'm going to get this right.
Okay.
Debunking myths. Women were prehistoric hunters, not just gatherers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hold on, just 1 second, please. Let me just get the cap of the week.
What is girl cap? Oh, you're fuck! I didn't get that. Cool guy Danny with his slang. Cap of the week.
Can we edit that out?
That would have been way funnier if you did it with the. I think this would have got me more. If you took the cap off the water. Cap of the yarmulke is the cap of the week.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, that right there is what we call the cap of the week. There is not a truth in here to be cite. Women were every soldier in World War II as well.
Yeah. Obviously.
Just so you know, gladiators were also women. But you know what? A lot of
there are lots of male gatherers. The gay ones.
Women are also gay men. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
That is sort of what's happening. I think that's because you know how it's been like, women like Rome too. Women love crypto. And you just don't let us do it. Women, actually, it was the men that gathered and the women were hunting. And then the final boss of that was, women also have penises.
You go, okay.
So actually,
ladies, you could do anything except be the president.
It was sort of the logical conclusion. I bet you if they look back in history, they go, actually, women were presidents lots of times.
Of course, yeah. They go, that's factually incorrect.
The presidents of the United States of America were actually 3 chicks. If you look back into it.
Dang,
you know what it is? It's like a fucking guy picked a berry one time.
They're talking about literally like these chicks are like, 2 million years ago that there's evidence. You go, no, there's not. There's no evidence that women or men were doing anything 2 million years ago. I think you're just kind of making an educated guess.
I'll tell you their theory.
If I give you a fucking spear and I go kill that thing, who do you want to give it to? Aroldis Chapman or some chick?
Some chick.
Okay.
But for me, maybe you fucking want to go to...
All right, well, I stand corrected.
No, but this is their theory, which is crappy.
Yeah.
They're basically sort of saying what you're saying. Like, they're basically saying we have evidence of hieroglyphics of this and that. And they go, but they're saying the biased scientists saw these stick men and assumed the hunters were guys and assumed the berry pickers were girls when there's no evidence for that.
Yeah. I will say there's...
They go, no.
The only way that chicks were hunters, maybe they were killing animals by poisoning them, because that's what chicks do, but then you can't even eat the food.
You can't eat the food.
Because it's full of poison.
I think that they were gatherers. They just maybe weren't gathering berries. They were gathering up all the gossip in the village.
All the hot goss.
They're gathering of all the secrets from the neighboring villages. Well, this is just complete bonkers. And I think that this stuff has to be like girls getting grants for this sort of shit has to be like sort of a little bit.
Yeah, it's so funny too because like you can go. There still are those like Amazon tribes that essentially have no contact, and they'll fly a drone. Over
go there.
Just go check what's going on right now. How many chicks are fucking hunting? Like, just find me. Go.
Well, the thing is, it's
maybe there are, and then prove us wrong.
Well, this is the thing.
I'm not use that.
I'm not saying it never happens, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like, okay, if you take any millions of people, right? You're gonna have, different people doing different things, right?
For sure.
So, in the native thing, they always say the two-spirit, and that's the big thing in Canada. They go two-spirit, and they basically go, well, the natives were the first transgenders. And it's probably a bit more of an Iran thing where a guy was gay, and they go, nah, you're a chick because you have the... Of course. Basically, what they're saying is you have the spirit of a woman because you're gay.
Sure.
And then you go back, and they go, tons of them trans people. And if you ask probably most like dudes that are native that aren't like into this stuff, they're just like, no, we're not. I'm telling you, it's not
like... really all gay?
It's not a big part of our culture. Yes, you guys are trying to...
I think the first introduction of two-spirit, I could be wrong, but it was like not that long ago. Even just like introduced.
I think probably too. Yeah,
nomenclature was not.
But so I think what happens is you go. Yes, you could probably find some chicks. There's probably villages that had too many of the guys died in some battle, so you have mostly women. So you go, well, we're gonna have to take a couple chicks on the hunt. Is it possible that some girls hunted and that a guy picked berries every now and then? It was like, yes, but on aggregate, it's probably the guys hunting more.
But also, you have no proof for this. Like their proof is like, I don't know. There's no way they have conclusive evidence. So they go, oh, see this spearhead that I found? That's a woman's spearhead.
Exactly.
Like, no way. There's zero chance. So,
dude, if you went...
Cap of the week.
if you went, like in our culture right now, we're kind of saying this about the Roman thing, but even more so, if you were a historian that was like a super feminist historian 1,000 years from now, looking back on ours, finding the emblems, you're like, it appears, according to all the garments that we found, that women run the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just, all the different things, you go, you'd see the thing, oh, I've found women are just as strong as men. I've seen many articles at the time proving that women believe, that men even at the time believed that they were just as strong as men. And so they go, the team also looked at the female physiology and found that women were not only physically capable of being hunters, but there's also little evidence to support that they were not hunting. So they're very capable.
It's the absence of proof. That is the proof, essentially. They go, there's no proof for our claim, but there's no not proof.
Do you know who every girl is? Stuart Smiley. You're good enough. You're strong enough. And gosh darn it.
People like you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
every girl that writes this fucking junk is Stuart Smiley.
Like these chicks probably have some sort of grant at a university in like feminist studies, and this is the stuff they are forced to crank out. Like,
well, she's been working on this for like 6 years.
But they're probably, and you got to keep that fucking money printer going, and they probably have to find these like weird angles that nobody's done yet.
I know.
And then someone goes, oh, that's interesting research. Let's have you continue.
Yeah, you look back and you go, what if King George sucked a dick?
Yeah, and they go, I like that. Let's go spend 4 years locked in like some reference library researching if King George sucked a dick, because that might be
possibly maybe King George.
Like, okay, let's even say we'll go, okay, yes. There were women hunters. Mm-hmm. And?
Well, they're saying that...
what is that? Okay. I'll even save you all the effort. Sure.
Well, they go, so you're wrong about everything.
Okay.
So everything that you've based your foundation on is wrong. That's kind of...
Yeah, I guess.
Many even found that women were better at sports.
Yeah.
Because they see all the things, this like the WNBA, they'd see all the articles.
But that's what I'm saying. Do they, okay, we have to do a redraft of the NBA immediately. We've been doing it all wrong this whole time. Like,
we've been looking this whole thing backwards.
That's what I'm saying. Even if
you're looking at a girl and a guy and you go, I've been fucking looking this whole thing backwards.
Wait. Attracted to guys this whole time? What the hell?
A number of papers that had come out used this default null hypothesis that caveman had a strong gender division of labor. Males hunt, females gathered. And we were like, why is that the default? We have so much evidence that that's not the case. What was the evidence? And you go, well, here's the other part. They go, well, why is that the default? She's like, why is it the default that men did the more physical tasks? And you go, because they're bigger. That's why it would be the default.
The one where they could like throw something further and faster with better accuracy.
They're very progressive, these cavemen. That's sort of what they're getting at.
Yeah, that could be a new reboot of a show. Remember they tried to do the caveman show from the Geico caveman.
Okay.
They had like one season they could do a progressive, but it didn't do very well because it wasn't progressive enough.
In the Flintstones, yeah, it's sort of it's the new Flintstones, but Fred's just got his feet up, and then the girls are all running their feet because they have better.
Yeah. Barney's trans.
Well, they found that men have an advantage over women in certain activities that require speed and powers, like sprinting and throwing, but women have an advantage over men in activities requiring endurance, such as running.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. What the fuck are you talking about?
What planet are you living on? How do you have a fucking university like education? What are you talking about? Like name, like what? I'm honestly, I'm actually trying to be like, I'm trying to be like generous right now and think like, what am I missing where women have endurance? Like nag-offs in your sketch? Yeah, women can out-nag you.
Wait, what? You hit the nail on the head. What are you talking about?
I'm trying to even give them the benefit of the doubt.
Men may be stronger, but women are better endurance runners. They don't know what.
Is there a single endurance sport in the world where women have or they
beating
go, well,
Usain Bolt?
Or are they like, well, you know, if women had men's bodies, then they would, and you go, well, then they're men. I don't even know what you're saying.
I have no clue what they're getting at here.
What school is this? It's probably a good one too.
It's definitely a good school. I don't know. I actually didn't write down what school it was.
Not important.
So it turns out estrogen's really necessary for a good hunt. That's another thing.
For a good hunt, yeah.
That was their last thing. They said estrogen's really good for hunting.
And testosterone's great for gathering.
Testosterone's a big gathering. You get fucking... Dude, you get those tee shots? I
just want to fucking organize the shit out of my garage.
That's what happens. You give yourself the tee shot in the morning. You're like, get me out the bushes, dude.
Where's all the laundry all over the floor? Let's pick this fucking shit. Oh!
Like a fucking roid rage. He's like, I'm gonna fucking put these groceries the fuck away. gather some berries on a real just, well, those are my berries. Those are my berries.
Yeah, you're just like literally you pick the whole plant out of the ground. You go, fuck this shit. You just pick the whole thing. Like, you're not even picking individual things. Just you pick up a whole tree, just a banana.
Ripping it by the roots.
Yeah, that's how dudes gather.
You know what I was thinking of? Because I was just on the topic of some athletes were so good they grew penises.